All right, Brendon. I might have to go, so I'm recording this video in advance. I found 3 options that I think would be best. Option number 1 is mounting the cameras here on the deck, or maybe more over there, somewhere around here on the deck. One facing this way, one facing that way. So what you do is, these options are contingent on a lot of factors. Just need to preface that. Cameras get mounted somewhere over here, and the Ethernet would go into the decking, along the decking, and into the house, into the floor trusses. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, the trusses run this way. Then there will be a space that I could fish it all the way from that edge, all the way across. And this air return right here, right behind that little space of wall, is where that storage room is. This is all stairs, so I can't get into there. But if I can get it over here and into there, then I would be into the storage room. So in theory, if the trusses run this way, or the floor joists, then I could fish it. I could take down these lights, use them as holes, fish it through, and then put the lights back up. In theory. If they run this way, then this option won't really work, because I'd have to drill through each and every one. It would take a billion years, and it would cut a lot of sheetrock. So that wouldn't really work. But let's say that they are like that. We could do that option, and it would go into the storage room, Ethernet over to, like I said, from that wall, through the floor, out the wall here somewhere, through the brick somewhere, through the decking, and then out to here somewhere. Wherever we want in reality. We can just put it wherever. One camera one way, one camera the other way. Option 2 for Ethernet would be to choose some spots up here by these motion lights. We're talking there or there. See that little vent right there? That indicates that there's an attic space above this. And I don't know how big it is, but I'm willing to bet I could fit up there. So we could poke the wire up into the attic and then run it to the garage, I think. Well, what we would do is we'd run it to the garage, and then we connect it to that wire for the camera on that corner that points to the gate. And the wire for that camera is going to run along in the garage this way. So in theory, we could disconnect it and pull it back over to somewhere over here, connect it, and then splice it and run it over here, something like that. Don't really know how that one's going to work, but we could make that work. Option 3 would be to buy some Google floodlights, and they would go right there. So again, option 1 would be to mount the cameras right here, Ethernet, run it through the floor over into the storage room. That would probably take me about 4 hours, maybe, to get that done. Maybe like a half day. To be conservative, maybe 4 to 6 hours, just depending on how much I run into, whatever. I don't know. I'd probably just 4 hours. Option 2, running the Ethernet in the attic. Somehow disconnecting that one, connecting it. That would probably take me about 4 hours too. And then the final option, putting some Google floodlights right there, take me about half an hour. So that one's definitely the cheapest, but it's not ideal because then you don't get the same kind of cameras. I don't really know how that would work. So I think let's say, hypothetically speaking, you only wanted to stick with one kind of camera, and that was the way it had to be. You could only do Unify or Google. Then I think your cheapest option would be to put 2 cameras right here, like one here, one that way, and then I just run it through there. Because it wouldn't take that long, so long as the joists run this way. And I think they do. So anyways, just in case if I don't see you, that is my prognosis. Let me know if you have any questions.